Mojang really needs to stop releasing Snapshot is the view of this one YouTube user only, but interestingly, they're getting exactly what they want because Mojang isn't releasing any snapshots and hasn't since 1.21 came out, and we know there's going to be a delay on the next update snapshots because next week is Mojang's Quiet Week. Nothing will be coming out of the studio, with the goal being that employees can have some time off and maybe come back to Minecraft with some new ideas. We've seen what Chev's been up to in the last week, very fun looking stuff, but that might make you ask the question about the next Bedrock update because 1.21.10, as Mary Ellen Starmer puts it, was the update to get Bedrock back up to Java, and this was expected to release somewhere in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Is the week off going to affect this? The good news is no, because the first preview or beta for 1.21.20 has just come out, and they said that, as we know, many of you will be following the update versions closely and will be expecting a retail update soon. However, after careful consideration, we've decided that we'll be skipping the 1.21.10 update. Instead, we'll focus on 1.21.20 to prioritize more quality and stability improvements. They basically have renamed 1.21.10 into 1.21.20, but that means that it will be coming out later than expected. We would have guessed that it's coming out somewhere in July. Now I think somewhere in August is much more likely, but the good news is this means they hopefully can fix some of the major concerns we have about 1.21, stuff like mobs picking up your armor and then not dropping it when you kill them, stuff like the way that the trial chambers are way too infrequently giving out wind bursts. Hopefully they start to fix these things alongside all of the other changes that they're looking to make. Fun fact, by the way, this isn't the first time that Mojang has just skipped an update. They did this with 1.20.20 last year, and because I tried prepare videos in advance, it actually means that I have a news video for an update that never came out, and so if you remember, you can watch that in its entirety, which is a bit of a weird and spooky thing. Speaking of weird and spooky things, I think we should talk about something important which comes from this comment on my secret room video, which is someone saying in response to the idea of having leather helmets with efficiency, that they remember getting a carrot with efficiency 1, and this reminded me of the idea that, you know what, in the Woodland Mansion, you used to get a leather helmet with efficiency, and then they updated it to try and fix it, and they gave you leather chestplate, and then it became leather leggings and leather boots. I wonder what happens now that they've gone through the entire leather set. Let's go find out. So, as a reminder, the way the bug worked is that there is a room inside of the Woodland Mansion, behind some dark oak planks, which has a tree inside of it, and it gives you a chest which is meant to contain an iron axe with efficiency 1, but there was a bug which caused this chest to give you a leather helmet with efficiency 1, and when they fixed that bug, it seemed to give you a leather chest plate with efficiency 1, and then it was leather leggings and then leather boots, meaning that in theory you could get a full set, but now that they've gone through that, I imagine they've probably gone and fixed it being an iron axe, but you can now get chain leggings with efficiency 1 if you find the tree room in your Woodland Mansion. Can you get a full set of chain armor with efficiency now? I want that more than anything else. You also might appreciate learning that in this update you can apparently find density 4 boots. This is a bug that I've seen a couple of times, and it just seems so fun because the boots are the perfect place to have density. Your kicks would be so powerful, and so Jeb, I'm begging you to add kicks to Minecraft. If there's one thing you learn while you're down there in Australia, it should be how to kick things, or maybe that's actually the opposite. Speaking, please don't kick the kangaroo, he doesn't deserve it. You know who does deserve it though? People who are a little bit mad at Mojang right now, although to be fair to them, this week Minecraft launched Dynamic Worlds. This is a one dynamic pack with infinite worlds to explore, and they describe this as being an entirely new content type in the Minecraft marketplace. The first example of it was Realism Craft, and honestly, Realism Craft was a lot of fun, except wait a minute, this idea is great, but didn't this already launch? This was my first thought, but I thought that must have been something similar, Dynamic Seeds, that launched last year, but no, when Minecraft launched this same feature last year, it was called Dynamic Worlds then too, and so Minecraft just re-announced the feature this week, and I'll be honest, it was very few people who spotted that this already existed, and so maybe that implies that it didn't do too well the first time around, so they're relaunching it, and to be fair, everyone's loving Realism Craft, but when I say everyone's loving Realism Craft, I clearly mean everyone but Punching Chicken 4889, and a lot of people who say, imagine the world if Mojang invested their time into Minecraft updates instead of the microtransaction store. This is a really true point. I mean, people are having more and more issues with the way that Minecraft is developing updates, and at the exact same time that's happening, they're putting more and more time into things that you actively have to pay for. Also, should we pay for update animations in Minecraft? Nah, you forgot we have a marketplace. We can just make people pay for it instead of adding it for free. This is a common complaint whenever something actually cool is added to the marketplace that people want to play. They say, wait, why am I having to pay for this? I think this should be in the base game. But here is the deal. The marketplace releases hundreds of pieces of content content a week, and none of that is produced by Mojang. There are some people at Mojang who have to deal with approving it and then making the payments to the people, but those people aren't people who otherwise would be developing the game. They are people who Microsoft pay to deal with the admin side of adding things to the marketplace. They wouldn't otherwise be developing new features because that's instead done by the vanilla development team. These are the group of people who make new Minecraft features, and honestly, they have a very high quality bar they set for themselves, both in terms of what they should add in the first place, but also making sure it works on both Java and Bedrock, is relatively bug-free, actually fits into the game, etc. They have a fairly high quality bar that you don't even see because you just think, yeah, they're adding stuff to the game, but compare what is added in a Minecraft update to Realism Craft, and you'll see, yeah, Realism Craft added 14 new structures, whereas Minecraft added 1, but if you look at the actual structures added in Realism Craft, you'll see that, yeah, there is a nice list of them, but they really don't have much of a purpose. They look great from the outside, but there isn't a unique reason to go into most of these. You get some fairly lackluster loot, and they spawn so often that they actually feel almost like a blight on your world as much as a benefit. And then if we take this next comment, Plus Pro Michael, try to generate 2 worlds with the same seed, one's in vanilla, one's in the Realism Craft. Here is the seed everything. It's my Let's Play seed, but obviously in the current version. You can see that there is a jungle and you can see it all. Here's what it looks like in Realism Craft because there's giant thick blue smoke or fog in the jungle biome, which it might be really great for some people, but actually has some real downsides. If this was added to Minecraft, people would hate it, and so even if you could say, yeah, what if instead of all of these marketplace things being add-ons, what if instead they were for the base game, you would drastically lower the quality of base Minecraft. This is why base Minecraft tries to set itself a quality bar, in my opinion. They are desperate to avoid a situation where they make the game worse in service of a flashy update. They could make a really great update right now that would have the best trailer, that would have so many great people looking at the marketing images and get a lot of people into the game, but if it makes the gameplay loop worse in the long run, if it makes the game as a whole much worse in the long run, then it's not worth doing. And so that is why ever since the game launched into 1.0, since before they even had the marketplace, they've been encouraging mods, and they've always been saying they'd make a modding API. They've always been encouraging people to make maps and things inside of Minecraft because people can take risks, people can make really wild stuff like that, and then that stuff will fade away. But Minecraft has to be there not just for the next 5 years or 10 years, but they have plans for it to be the first 100-year game or first 50-year game or even first 30-year game, and so there has to be another 15 years of life in it. Think about that. 15 more years of Minecraft. How do you even plan around that? You certainly can't be adding updates which are great in the short term but throw away that last 15 years. Like adding a 4th dimension but it's undercooked would be great for a few weeks, but then after the months and years go by, there's this dead weight around Minecraft's neck, and that's something they are trying to avoid. And so I do want to be clear here. I don't believe that, oh, Microsoft really is just perfectly looking after the game because they love Minecraft too. No, they are trying to maximize their profit from it, which is why there are so many promotions for the marketplace, which is why so much developer time does go into making these fun hooks to make new content for people. I do agree that they have a lot of profit incentive, but I don't think they're making the base game any worse or actively avoiding features being added to it so they can sell you add-ons, because they make so much more money from a good Minecraft update than they'll ever make from Realism Craft. Even if Realism Craft sells 1 million copies at $10 a piece, and even if Microsoft took 100%, they have to give some of that to the creator, that would still be $10 million, and that sounds like a lot, but they'd otherwise make that from 500,000 copies sold of the game, which again, for most games is a big deal, but Minecraft sells that every single month without fail. They sell a lot more than that, actually, and if they released a better update, if they released, like a new graphics pack for the game, then they would probably sell a lot more than 500,000 copies, but there are a lot of fun issues that have led to that not really perfectly working out, and that's a fun story for another time. Why they keep having like RTX and super duper graphics and things that never quite pan out for, especially for consoles, by the way, which, by the way, I made a video this week about Minecraft PS5 edition. They're finally going to be updating it to take advantage of that hardware, and McCallum says, as someone who has bought every version of Minecraft ever, I look forward to adding this to my collection. So, fun fact, my editor, Harrison, actually has every copy of Minecraft, but you cannot buy a Minecraft PS5 or a Minecraft Xbox Series X. They are digital re-releases of the Minecraft on PS4 or Xbox One, which is great because it means that you just own it if you owned it on that platform, but it is sad because it means you can't have another physical copy for your collection. But if you do want to effectively own it, you can just buy another copy of Minecraft Xbox One or Minecraft PS4. Speaking of buying another physical copy of Minecraft console, Toycat's talking about Minecraft using the 9th gen to its advantage, even though he plays it on PC and it doesn't affect him. The reason that I make so many videos about Minecraft console, and the reason I'm excited about stuff like this, is because even though I don't play most of my Minecraft on console anymore, I play Minecraft Bedrock, and just playing on the Xbox One was so infuriating that I physically couldn't couldn't do it anymore. I switched to PC and it worked out better for me. But the reason that I talk about this is because I do most of my gaming on a console, so outside of Minecraft and a couple of PC-only games, I do most of my gaming either on my Xbox Series X because it's got Game Pass and honestly it's a really good deal in that way, or my PSVR 2. I used to love racing games as a kid and now I can like be physically inside the car. It's really, really fun in my opinion. But yeah, I play most of my games on console, but also most of my audience is from the console days and does play on a console of some form, and I feel like the console Minecraft community feels a lot neglected. Like, a lot of people don't cover this stuff, and so I think it's important to share it for that reason. And honestly, you know, if they make the console versions good enough again, I would love to have an opportunity to have to go back, because I don't play most games on PC. I'll be honest, I also don't play most of my games on the Wii U, but I wanted to respond to this comment from IDK14796 on the Minecraft Wii U Super Mario Mashup Pack review, which was 8 years ago now. This video is living proof that time flies by. It really is. 8 years ago is crazy. I remember this being so recent, but also 2016 feels so ridiculously distant to me. It feels like a different era. I had such different goals in my life. I remember that I'd been making YouTube videos for about 4 years, and I knew that at the time, like, it was kind of a given that the average length of a YouTuber's lifespan is like, you know, 5, maybe 8 years in terms of like, you know, career span. I guess I said lifespan. It kind of implies we're like vampires that slowly lose our time alive as we make videos. But I think that it's actually one of the coolest things alive, one of the biggest privileges that I have, that I've got to share so many things that I enjoy about Minecraft, and that even as the switch from console happened and as Bedrock came around, and it was one of the like biggest shocks of my YouTube channel's history, because, you know, a lot of people just weren't actively playing that new edition. It split the community in two. Even past that, I've managed to make Bedrock videos for long enough that now people start to see me as the Bedrock guy, as someone they can actually trust on this edition, because before, you know, the Bedrock switch on console, there were a lot of unsavory fellas. I'm glad that people have come to subscribe to the channel, to trust, and to rely on it, and I really want to say thank you to everyone who has made this possible, who has made the fact that I can look at something 8 years ago and say, wow, I was making things then and still am actually doing the same thing now. So I appreciate that a lot, but I also appreciate that some people might say, wait, no, if you're reminiscing about the past, if you're going back in time anyway, the first thing you've got to tell Jeb is do not let Notch sell Mojang to Microsoft. And this is a funny thing, because even though Jeb did say that he felt like a little bit shocked, almost like betrayed at the you know, the idea that it got sold without his knowledge, I do think that if you sell Jeb on what his lifestyle is now versus then, he probably enjoys it a lot. I mean, he's having a great time, he's directing Minecraft just like he did, and so I don't think Jeb is necessarily put out by that decision in some huge way. But as far as the community goes, a lot of people think that Minecraft could be better if it wasn't sold to Microsoft. And yeah, I bet the game would be slightly less commercialized. There wouldn't be a marketplace, at least not in the same form. There wouldn't be a lot of these weird brand deals that they do specifically to sell Minecraft things, and some of those would actually be a lose-lose. Like, I do think that Minecraft ice cream is dumb, but also really fun. It doesn't affect anyone who doesn't buy ice cream, but people who are buying ice cream get to buy golden apple flavors and, you know, stuff like that. I feel like there are lots of fun things that happened as a result, and I think that the update trajectory of the game sounds like it would have changed. Like, Minecraft probably would have gone in a very different direction, is an easy thing to say, but actually, given that Jeb is at the helm, I bet that after the big Microsoft acquisition year where everything slowed down, I bet things would have mostly gone the same way, maybe with less Bedrock integration and less, you know, similarities between the two. And so I think that the only big changes are, you know, one, the console edition wouldn't have been discontinued so early, and two, I think for sure that missing update year is the real big question. What would have happened to 1.9 if Microsoft didn't buy Mojang? Because there was a full year where no updates came out, where I'm sure had nothing crazy happened, they would have released something. It wouldn't have been as big of an update, they wouldn't have changed the end as much, and there's so many big things I have to wonder about that, the 2015 missing year in Mojang's history, but it's something we'll have to wonder about another time, because for now, I hope you've enjoyed this tiny bit of reminiscing with Toycat. I hope you've enjoyed this video more broadly. I hope it helped you understand why there isn't going to be a snapshot or preview for a couple of weeks. Hope it helps you understand how you get some new efficiency chain leggings, and I hope it helped you understand that Microsoft are in Mojang for the money, but they also are trying to understand the heritage of the game, and they are trying to keep it alive because they want it to exist for as long as it can. I do genuinely believe that, and I hope that they succeed in doing so. I also hope that we look back on this channel in 8 years and say, wow, I can't believe I was making those videos in 2024, and not, you know, everyone else looks back on it and says, oh yeah, I remember when Toycat used to make videos. But anyway, with that said, thank you for allowing them to exist, thank you for subscribing or becoming a member or doing anything that has helped out on the channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye!